Right, so today we have one of them videos where we actually have two topics to talk about. And let me just give you a bit of a spoiler before we get into anything. It's not a very good day for husbands around the world. Because in both these situations that have completely blown up in the past few days, the husbands are getting quite a bit of backlash. But without further ado, let's start with the first topic. So here we have the original video that started all of this backlash, and it's actually the finishing line at a marathon in Brazil. Okay, as we can see here, a woman's about to finish, her kids go to kind of like congratulate her before the finish line. She runs around them and finishes the race. Now, the most bizarre thing about this is that the reaction to this video actually changed over time. The first reaction that when I saw this completely baffled me is that people were trying to criticize the mother for ignoring her children. Even though she is literally just about to finish a marathon, it looks like she's finished in first place, and there's someone directly behind her in the race. I mean, regardless if she won or not, because they do end up putting like the ribbon back up like after this video plays on for a bit, so maybe she didn't finish first, maybe they do just put the ribbon back up. But either way, there's no way you can criticize the mother in this situation. She might have been going for like a personal best time or something like that. I mean, if the video plays on a bit further, we can see she is clearly buzzing with her performance. Yeah, so clearly she's very happy about her time. Turns out the person behind her, I guess, wasn't another runner. I think it was actually a brother, she goes on to explain. But either way, regardless, that first bit of criticism that started just completely confused me. I don't get it. But in fact, the criticism actually changed very quickly, and people started criticizing the father. And I think to me, the most obvious bit of criticism that makes sense to me here is that this could have been pretty fucking dangerous. I mean, people are running as fast as they can to finish a race. Granted, it's not completely crowded, I get that, but still, people are running, you know, putting your kids in that situation. Probably not the best move in the world. And then the second bit of criticism I saw was, I guess, the father's reaction on the right side of this video. If you see how to scroll through, he's like putting his hands in the air, kind of is like looking as if, oh, what the fuck's going on there? I mean, the daughter doesn't really look that happy. Kind of puts the mum in a bit of a shit situation, right? Because you never know, like, the daughters are really young. They might be like, oh, why the fuck didn't mum stop for us? We literally walked out to go and see her. Oh, and by the way, I should probably put in perspective just how big this situation's got. The original video is on 16.5 million views. Yeah, so I think it's fair to say this situation really has blew up in the past few days. And in fact, let's actually have a quick look in the comment section of this video. Why were they trying to make her lose? I love that she seemed unbothered by his behavior and was still able to finish and celebrate. We need to hear from these people, and by the way, we will hear from them in just a second. Is that really her husband and children? Why would you throw children at her before she finishes? He seems like he's got some loose screws, I guess. He's trying to remind her that him and the kids is all that matters, no matter how much she's accomplished, and I'm glad she chose herself. Yeah, so when we get the response to this situation, it doesn't really seem like that is exactly the case here. But you can see how clear the backlash was, right? We've even got more videos like this that has over 1 million views that just simply says, that guy that put his 2 daughters on the racetrack when his wife was running was being manipulative. Everyone knows not to distract racers and it was important to her. Now the daughters might feel a way about it, and his defense will be that the daughters wanted a hug. He should have waited till after. What do you guys think? Comment below, like and follow for more. And we've even got more videos from people talking about the situation like this one, for example, with 3 million views.
As lots of people have said, that was a particularly stupid, mind-blowing thing. I think he wanted her to run over the line with the children so they could share her victory. What I can't believe is that he was stupid enough to put the children in harm's way, because, okay, I know they're not running at real speed, but runners that aren't the mother of the children, who then have to run round them and put a bit of time on, might just run through them and knock them over, and then the kids would be hurt. But imagine doing that. Imagine putting your children up like that. Go and see your mummy. Oh, mummy, put the run above you. It's not just that he's trying to bugger his wife up. It's the fact that he's putting it in those children's heads that their mother's run is more important than them.
Yeah, so you can see what you're saying, right? And to be fair, with just the context of the video, I can see how people come to that conclusion, but the mother has actually made a response video herself talking about the situation. It turns out it was actually her and her husband's idea to do this thing at the end of the race, and I mean, we'll see, she explains it. Now, obviously the video's in Portuguese. I have a video with English subtitles, so hopefully they're right. If they're not, please don't get mad at me.
Dia antes da corrida, eu e meu marido, nós havíamos combinado para eu tentar fazer uma chegada linda, passar o pórtico da chegada junto com as meninas, sem saber se eu iria vencer ou não. Chegou um momento da corrida que eu estava liderando a corrida, mas havia uma competidora brigando junto comigo, quilômetro por quilômetro. Praticamente foi a prova toda. Quando eu estava perto de chegar, de terminar os 21 quilômetros, o que ninguém sabia, o que eu havia conversado com meu marido, primeiro, nós nem sabíamos se eu ia vencer de fato a prova.
Okay, so you can see what she's saying, right? She's saying that they actually made this plan originally to go across the finish line with her children. And a big reason for this is because she didn't know if she was going to win or not. She hadn't been like trained as much for this race specifically. So they planned this nice thing that no matter where she finishes, she's going to have the children next to her and she's going to go across the finish line with them. But obviously, as she explains here, the plans changed because first of all, I mean, she was winning the race, but second of all, there was another competitor who was like neck and neck with her pretty much the whole race, kilometer after kilometer, she says. So obviously she wanted to make sure she could secure the win, and she didn't have time to have this like nice moment with her kids like running across the finish line like they originally planned. Which, by the way, is completely fair enough. You can't blame her in the slightest for making this decision, but it also does change like the perspective people had on the dad, right? Because they're trying to make it seem as if he was being selfish and he just decided to do this in the moment. But it was a planned thing. Now, the plan itself might not be the smartest thing in the world because, again, there's people like running, you know, something can happen, like putting the kids in the way of the runners and whatnot. So I completely understand that criticism, but it seems like from this video that the father didn't just decide to do this out of the blue.
Não tinha como ele saber que a segunda competidora, ela estava muito próxima a mim. Ela estava a 30, 40 segundos de mim. Chegou uma hora que eu precisava terminar a corrida, eu queria terminar, passar a linha de chegada, exausta que eu estava, e eu não consegui ver nada, vi as meninas ao meu lado, mas eu precisava chegar, terminar a prova, ganhar, vencer, e depois eu fui, abracei minhas filhas, abracei meu irmão, praticamente assim, desmontei nele, porque eu estava num momento assim de euforia, de alegria, sem acreditar em tudo aquilo que estava acontecendo, que eu tinha vencido aquela prova que eu tinha mal treinado. E fui, abracei as meninas, o meu marido, comemoramos, levei elas pro pódio comigo, mas assim, não fiz a chegada bonita como nós pensamos.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, her response is completely fair enough. It definitely does clear up a lot of stuff as well, a lot of the criticism that had been happening on TikTok. And she does also go on to say in this video that she's going to try and do this finish again in like a different race. So yeah, this situation in particular seems to be pretty cleared up. But now let's move on to the second situation I wanted to talk about today. And this is another one which yet again has had millions of views. In fact, the original video has now been deleted, but last time I saw it, I believe it was on like 3 or 4 million views. I wish it was still up so I could say. But even the response videos to this situation have millions of views, and it all started when this video was uploaded of a couple's wedding, and the groom has a bottle of champagne in his hand, and then he decides to do this.
Oh yeah, the cake.
Look out for the cake!
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell by the crowd reaction in the background, people didn't seem to be too impressed with that. I mean, not only would it not be great to just be covered in champagne for the rest of the night on your wedding day, but also, like, the dress is probably, like, ridiculously expensive, makeup, everything else. And a big part of the response that I've seen from this is that people will say that the groom was just acting like a frat boy on his wedding day, which, I mean, I can kind of see, right? Fucking spraying the champagne everywhere. I mean, if we carry on playing the video right now, we can see he actually ends up giving his now wife the bottle and is like, oh, you spray me, because I guess he realizes it's a bit of like an awkward situation. The fizz has already gone in the bottle at this point, so he hardly gets covered, but she seems to take it like good spirit, right? Just laughing along. And this video got a massive amount of backlash online, specifically towards the groom, and it's a bit weird, right? Because like we haven't heard the wife's opinion on this. That might just be how they joke with each other. They might do stuff like that, right? Who knows? I guess like the cries of people saying like no in the background would maybe suggest that that isn't something they do, but we don't know for sure, right? But what I will say is, if someone was in that situation and they did get like soaked with champagne and they were annoyed about it, I'd completely understand, obviously. But let's actually take a look at the comments on some of these videos, right? So this is the comment section on one of the biggest like response videos to this situation, because again, the original video is deleted. We've got a comment here saying it's not even the money for me, it's him humiliating her. I see we're moving on from marathon dad to champagne husband, and I still chose the pair. Yeah, this comment in particular was actually the reason I decided to put these two in the same video. Immediate divorce. Not only does he not love her, he hates her. I think that's probably jumping to conclusions, don't you think? Just like that, I'm a widow, the face, the dress, the hair, so much time and money. And then there's even a bunch of comments from people like predicting how long they're going to stay together after this, right? There's one here saying, the way people are defending him saying they've been together for 8 years, she knows him. No, I give it a year at most. And here's the thing, right? I can see why people would watch this video and be like, I would be personally annoyed in that situation. But like people trying to predict like if this is going to be like the end to their relationship, don't really understand, because it is just based off one single clip. Was it a bit of a silly decision from him? Yeah, probably, right? Obviously, we don't know if that is something that they would be okay with in their relationship, because we don't know who they are. But judging from like the friends' reactions and stuff in the background, yeah, it definitely seems like a bit of a stupid decision. But I think people are just taking it a bit too far. I mean, here's a video I actually saw from someone talking about this situation.
Poor bride literally was like, what the heck is going on? Tried to laugh it off. Reality is, it's not funny. It's not becoming of anyone to humiliate their wife or their husband at their wedding day. This type of stuff happens a lot, and we always see these videos of men trying to make a mockery out of their wives, whether it be by cakes, whether it be by drinks, whether it be by whatever. It's not funny. Do not try to downplay this type of behavior and say, oh, but he's just joking. He just got excited in the moment. What about excitement drives you to humiliate your partner? What about excitement makes you want to make a mockery out of the person that you have committed to and want to spend the rest of your life with?
Okay, so as you can clearly see, people were very annoyed about this situation, and it actually resulted in the couple responding to this. Now, they don't actually have a TikTok account themselves, because I believe the original video was uploaded by a friend, but the husband did post this video on his Instagram story saying, "Day one of our honeymoon, I'm getting cancelled on the internet for having fun with my wife." Now, obviously, again, we still have no idea what the wife even thought about this situation. We haven't heard like a response from her. Hopefully it didn't cause any issues, obviously, and hopefully they're having a great honeymoon and enjoying it. I mean, it probably would be pretty shitty to have like a situation from what is supposed to be the best day of your life go viral on the internet for all the wrong reasons. But again, I mean, you can see why people would be annoyed. If they were putting themselves in the wife's shoes, they would be annoyed, and I'd completely understand that. And I would actually love to know people's thoughts about this topic in the comment section down below. Like, do you think that the response is justified, or do you think people are over-exaggerating? Please let me know your thoughts on both topics, in fact. And yeah, either way, I'm going to leave the video there. If you did enjoy it, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. And until the next one, I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, goodbye.